In Numbers chapter 13, verse 25 through Numbers chapter 14, verse 25, is the story where God told the Israelites to go and possess the land of Canaan, a prosperous land flowing with milk and honey, as he had promised them. So at the Lord's direction, Moses sent out 12 men to spy out the land of Canaan and to bring back a report of the land and the inhabitants, whether they be weak or strong, whether the land was rich or poor. They also were told to bring back some fruit from the land. After 40 days of spying, the men had returned and came before Moses and the people. Verse 27, and said, "We went to the land where you sent us. It truly flows with milk and honey, and this is its fruit. Nevertheless, the people who dwell in the land are strong. The cities are fortified and very large. Moreover, we saw the descendants of Anak there." Verse 30, then Caleb quieted the people before Moses and said, "Let us go up at once and take possession, for we are well able to overcome." But 10 of the men who had gone up with Caleb said, "We are not able to go up against the people, for they are stronger than we." And they gave the children of Israel a bad report of the land, which they had spied out, saying, "The land through which we have gone as spies is a land that devours its inhabitants. And all the people whom we sought are men of great stature. There we saw the giants, descendants of Anak. And we were like grasshoppers in our own sight, and so were we in their sight." So all the congregation lifted up their voices and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel complained against Moses and Aaron, and the whole congregation said to them, "If only we had died in the land of Egypt, or if only we had died in this wilderness. Why has the Lord brought us to this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and children should become victims? Would it not be better for us to return to Egypt?" But Joshua the son of Nun and Caleb the son of Jephunneh, who were among those who had spied out the land, tore their clothes, and they spoke to all the congregation of the children of Israel, saying, "The land we passed through to spy out is an exceedingly good land. If the Lord delights in us, then he will bring us into this land and give it to us, a land which flows with milk and honey. Only do not rebel against the Lord, nor fear the people of the land, for they are bread. Their protection has departed from them, and the Lord is with us. Do not fear them." And all the congregation said to stone them. Now the glory of the Lord appeared in the tabernacle of the meeting before all the children of Israel. Then the Lord said to Moses, "How long will these people reject me? And how long will they not believe me? With all the signs which I have performed among them, I will strike them with the pestilence and disinherit them." These people could only see the obstacles. However, Caleb and Joshua were positive in their faith in the Lord that they would surely overcome. That was because they were focused on God's promises rather than obvious obstacles that were in front of them. Their confidence was based on the Lord's promise that he would bring them to the land of milk and honey. However, the rest of the Israelites didn't share Caleb and Jacob's trust and faith in the Lord. Instead, they focused on the obstacles and difficulties of seeing giants and fortified cities, and they were scared. Now, normally, those would be obstacles worth fearing, but the omnipotent God that had been leading them had proven he could overcome anything. He had parted the Red Sea, nonetheless, allowing them to escape Pharaoh's army. He fed them in the desert and performed many other miracles amongst them. But they, like many of us, focused on the obstacles, which distorts our vision. In doing so, it makes the problems loom so much larger that we can't see what the next step is in our faith. But if God has called us to do something, then the reality we need to see is this: he already planned a way around, over, or through any barriers that might lie on the path to fulfilling his purpose for our lives. And that's what Caleb and Jacob stood there and spoke to the people, trusting the Lord's promise. So I ask you, when you see giants, obstacles, and difficulties before you and the things you are believing God for, are you focusing on God or are you focusing on the obstacles? I'll leave you with this. Just know God is able to overcome any giants, obstacles, or difficulties we face. Have faith in God. May God bless and keep you, my friends, in Jesus' holy and precious name. Amen.